into trust? Is that a question you ask, perhaps? And I know for many of us, we've got methods, we've got ways, we've got processes to really stay in that trust, to stay in that energy of knowing that everything's going to be all right. But there are a lot of people that do ask me this question, either in readings, in my psychic work, or in my mentoring work. And, you know, fear really does affect everything, right? It affects our environment. It affects what we project out into environment. It affects what our external looks like. It affects our health, what our internal looks like and feels like. Fear can really keep us paralyzed. And a lot of the time, the fear that we are in is not necessary. You know, we're just in a story. We're just in a story. And, you know, one of my greatest gifts is being able to unravel that story for people and to show them a new perspective, a different perspective, and to really intuitively find the source of that fear and dissolve it. Because that fear story just grows and grows and then starts bleeding out into all the other areas and stories of a person's life. Now, fear will really affect your health too. It puts your body in that fight or flight energy, which you know, takes all the blood supply from all of the organs and only just pumps it into your heart and into the extremities, because it's getting your body ready to run, fight, or hide, right? And, you know, we tend to, as humans, be in that mode all the time, stress and fear and anxiety. And the body just can't deal with it. And it really leads to our well-being being compromised. So how do you transform your fears into trust? Firstly, I'd highly recommend really being grounded. It sounds simple and it sounds like it won't be the solution to anything. But if you're in fear, you are not grounded. So how do you get grounded? Well, the easiest way is bare feet, out on the grass. I can guarantee you do that 10 minutes before you go to sleep and you will sleep better. You'll be grounded, you'll be earthed. You can also just be grounded by just closing your eyes and really imagining the connection to the earth. Just by having nature around you. Whatever you can do to bring yourself back down and connected to the solid base of the earth, and being centered at the same time. So really centered, balanced, breathe in and be grounded. Be in the moment, be in the now. And of course, a lot of fear is of the past, of what did happen, or about the future, about what the anxiety, about what will happen. So to actually step out of that fear so that you can really start to bring in the trust, you've got to be grounded. You've got to be in the moment, in the present moment, in the now, right now. It's the only time that exists is right now. So when you are grounded, centered, you can then really start doing that self-inquiry about whether the fear that you're running in this story is really real. Is it a fear from the past that is not true anymore? Is it a projection into the future that is not true? And that will eliminate a lot of them. Now, being in trust of life is, you know, it's a big ask depending on where you are at energetically. But you can build that trust on a daily basis by becoming centered and by becoming grounded and being in the present moment. because when you have that trust and when you have that belief that, you know, everything really is meant to happen how it happens, and we can always look back and say, well, that was a blessing. But imagine if you could say that, you know, say that that's a blessing in the present moment, right? And really see things from that viewpoint. Then your trust in yourself, your trust in the divine, your trust in perfect timing, and your trust in the whole universal plan, it grows. But if your fear is drowning out all of your intuitive messages, if it's drowning out all of your logic, then it's very difficult to tune into trust. So turning your fear into trust, firstly, you need to be in the present moment. Then you can really ask those questions and inquire with yourself, is that fear? Is that anxiety? Is that stress that I'm really feeling right now? Is it true? What's the truth for me right now? Right? Is that fear from the past, or is it a projection into the future? And when you bring yourself back to the present, a lot of that will dissipate. Then you can ask yourself, do I trust myself right now? Am I trusting life right now? You know, am I in this present moment right now? Do I have everything I need? And to really start asking those questions, you will grow more and more trust. And if you've been doing this work for a little while, you know, it's not such of a big stretch to really trust in the moment. And look, I really find going out into nature in moments like that, where I've got the fear is overriding my trust in life, I get out into nature and I watch the wind move the trees. I watch the bugs, I watch the birds, I watch the clouds. Nature is not fighting fear. Nature fully trusts in every moment. And when you're out in that and you can really get centered and grounded and find yourself, you know, in that energy, it kind of rubs off on you and you start to trust life a little bit more. So I'd highly recommend that. But try those exercises to get in the present moment. It really will help. And if you're fearing something from the past or projecting into the future, those things don't exist. Only the present moment exists. And if you can bring it back to the present moment, you will be in a more stable, secure place to make the better decision for the next action. I hope that has helped. If you do need some help with clarity about your situation right now, please get in touch with me and let's talk and find that clarity for you for the next step. Bye for now.